Hello. I'm a bit shocked to be stood here actually because I still feel, and I've written a little speech, but I'm terrible at speaking publicly because I almost shouldn't even really be in my job because I just want to disappear, and that's why I'm more comfortable in characters. But being me, I suppose I'm less comfortable, and I never really felt that. Well, I never thought I'd be standing here, to be fair. And I think the last time I was at Drama Centre, I don't think anybody at Drama Centre thought I'd be here either. And I'd probably be locked up in prison. But having said that, actually, I think Shakespeare said, me quoting Shakespeare is really random because just coming back like that which hath no foil to set it off in Henry IV Part 2, before he becomes Henry V and sort of shapes up and becomes proper establishment and that. He was a bit of a drunken philanderer and a bit useless, a bit like me really, but he had a lot of passion and drive, and sometimes I think even if you don't know quite what it is that you want to achieve, that if you just keep cracking on towards it anyway, that if you do what you love doing, this is what my dad said to me. He said, if you do what you love doing and you do it well, then everything should sort of fall into place. And and the great thing about the arts is that it's something that will always keep me company, even in my quiet time when I'm on my own. So if you're going to do anything in the arts, first and foremost, it's one of your closest friends and it will keep you a companion. So I think that's massively important for me. It's kept me, when I've been unemployed. That's what I've sort of gone back to, is that would I do this? Is it a vocation or is it a job? And I think it's more of a vocation, to be fair. Another thing that my dad said was your job, Tom, is to observe and reflect, right? And anything that gets in the way of the telescope has to go, including yourself. And I suppose that having wished I'd wrote or done what Jonathan just spoke about, because I don't have those words, and that was a truly brilliant speech. I think that's what he was getting at, is also about being more erudite towards the workplace, because as we focus more in the workplace, there's not as much time to naff about, because obviously there's time and money involved as well. Now, especially if you're coming up with something from nothing, which is presumably what we all do in the creative department, is that I'm selling a handful of nothing and hoping to come through with some results. And I'll put myself right out there for the risk of it, and I will fail, and it's okay to fail. In fact, you learn more from failing and humiliation in my game than any other that I know. And actually, that seems to be quite similar across the board in most professions from the people that I've met. So it's good to fail, it's not embarrassing, and humiliation is your friend. On a sort of more formal front, I think I just read out what I've written down, because just in case, because I had to write a speech. So I got my dad to do it. Right, so hello Dad, because we never thought this would happen either. So anyway, Dad finished school, but but like I said, my education is an integral part of me, and it continues to unfold as my life goes on, and hopefully I can pass on some of its precepts in my work. But I believe that any institution that's concerned with the enriching of the cultural resources of the country through all of that country's changes and its challenges is of immense and lasting value. I think it's a fine and a good thing, and that's why I'm genuinely grateful to be recognised in this way. And it's another proud moment in a lifelong relationship with the with the university that's presented me with this honour. So, and all of you, it's your day, so enjoy it and enjoy the rest of your career, because it does get harder. And well done for getting this far, because it's just started.
Do you know what? To be fair, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about them, but sort of concentrating on the work that I have to do on set, because that's really what counts. Is when I'm working is, it's got to be, we've got to get what we've come here to do. So that sort of happens afterwards, and it's awesome because to an extent that they help support, I suppose, celebrate and recognise the effort that's gone in and the heart of the work, and also it's taste selective, it's subjective to that, but it's a recognition, and I think if that's incredibly important as pertains, looking after the arts and making sure that films get made, and it's awesome. But I don't myself personally go in thinking, right, I'm doing this for awards, whether they come or not, nominations come or not. That doesn't, you know what I mean? It's not. I suppose what I work for in some aspects, but I'm tremendously grateful to be obviously nominated. I didn't expect that to ever happen, and also I'm really proud of when anybody else who I know, who I love or care about, when they get nominated, because it's a lovely thing. Do you know what? It's such an epic, wonderful, independent film on a massive scale that it's very rare that you get people to make films like this, or certainly experience them as an actor or an artist, but it's such a wonderful... since Fury Road, which is the last example that I've had of being involved in something which is fully articulated, where we went out and did something huge.
I'm Tom Hardy, and today I've come to meet Kenny Ross. Now, he was helped by the Prince's Trust 10 years ago. Kenny and I are very similar in many ways. We both went down the wrong path, but we both had it in us to make something of ourselves.
When I was 16, I left home. All of a sudden I was just in this like new world. There was these new people about. I sort of fell into it, you know, like trying to impress them. And you know, and if that meant, you know, taking what they were offering me, you know, against my better judgment, I'd be like, oh yeah, because then they'll like me for that. But you know, one thing leads to another. You know, you're not smoking cannabis anymore. You know, you're taking acid, dabbling in heroin, you're taking speed. What scares you?
Everything. Everything. Not being in control, not knowing, anticipation, like waiting for something to go wrong. I'm an addict and alcoholic, so I have my ups and downs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sort of, my head is a bit wonky. So I have to look after that. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't really do out constructive with myself until I got this flyer, you know, a couple of years later. Like I say, that was the Prince's Trust course I went on. It was a music course, and I was only there a week. When I come back, it was just like my whole perspective had changed. And after the course, you know, I think you got like 6 months ongoing support, you know, to see how you was doing and what have you. But 2 months after I'd been on it, they asked me to go back as a volunteer. And when I was on that, that's when I realised, you know, I wanted to be in like sort of youth-related work. You know, I wanted to stop people doing what I'd done in the past, kind of thing. I work with the homeless now. I'm an outreach worker. I go out, you know, and find the people.
You're being useful and helping and being part of the solution rather than part of the problem.
The problem, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which I totally take my hat off, man, in no respect. It's like Everest is obvious to climb because it's there, it's a mountain. But personal Everests, you know, you can't see them, you know, and that journey to the top of the mountain and back down again is fraught with hazards.
Yeah.
And no one can see it but you. So letting people in to help, you know, when you can't trust, you know, and when you have to trust, and then, you know, endeavouring to make the journey within yourself to do something, you know, to achieve. That's why something like Prince's Trust is awesome, because there's going to be someone there who's got the right pair of ears at the right time and might pass you on to the right person for you. And every case is different, you know. So never give up on a dream.
So what is your proudest moment then?
Probably sitting here with you, mate, because, do you know what I mean? Everything that's brought me to where I am today is supposed to happen, innit? I'm really grateful to be here, mate, and I'm really proud of you because you've overcome a lot and you're doing really well and you're helping other people. I want to help other people, and I'm really grateful for the things that have happened in my life. It could have gone the wrong way. I just started out in my career and I was expecting my first child, and a lovely lady called Tonya Melly, who works for Audi, she found out that I couldn't drive. So she offered very kindly on behalf of Audi to teach me to drive, and they taught me to drive, and I was able to drive to the hospital to witness the birth of my first child.